Hold for the thumbnail. We have great smiles. They look great.
We do have.
You got great teeth.
We do have great.
You had a dentist go in there and like pop, 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 pop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice. Is that something that you don't share? Was that? Did I just put you on blast?
No, I got my teeth done. Anyone knows me from high school, I chipped both these two front teeth. First of all, I had two buck teeth here, and then the two tiny little teeth next to them, and then the canines were sharp. They still are sharp. And I busted the two front out.
Yeah.
Busted them out.
Yeah.
And for years, I had a little setting on them. And I was like, screw this. Time to get it done. Time to get it done.
Agreed.
Agreed.
They look great.
You remembered them, right?
I don't remember.
You don't remember them at all?
I don't remember anything past yesterday, Shawn.
Oh, okay.
No, I do remember things past yesterday, but like your teeth, why would I never took note of them.
Why not? They were.
That'd be weird, right? If I was like, oh man, yeah, Shawn.
But you know that I got them done.
But
so.
after the fact, I'm like, cool, good for him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I remember when they looked like chiclets, when they were like the placeholder ones. Right? That was a good time.
Oh, you remember? I don't even remember that. That's
you
right.
Yeah.
I had a temporary put in
while
my new ones were being created.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because what's
right.
the process?
That's
Welcome
right.
to Mourning the Morning.
Welcome.
My name is Nick Nieblis.
I'm Shawn Warner.
Let me ask you this. I've been thinking about, you don't really have this choice, but you know, your name is just Shawn Warner. You could be like Shawn E. Warner, Shawn Edward Warner. My name is Nicholas. Should I be like Nicholas?
Nicholas Nieblis. I think you should change your first and your last name.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Jeff Rosenbaum. Do you want to make it in this town, kid?
All right. I'll consider it.
I'm just saying.
Goodness gracious. What's today's topic, Shawn? Today we are talking about...
Rabbits.
No.
No?
I actually put it on the thing.
Oh, I didn't
Good
see
habits.
It.
Oh, did you say rabbits?
Rabbits. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Bunnies. What is the difference between a bunny and a rabbit?
Bunny's a computer.
My kid asked me that, but I didn't have an answer.
I don't think there is a difference.
I think it's just the cuddle factor, right? Rabbits would be considered wild.
I don't trust any bunny or rabbit. I feel like at any moment they would scratch your eyes out.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
Good habits. Bad habits. That's what we're talking about.
What kind of habits do you have?
I suggested to Shawn that I tell him his bad habits and good habits, and then he tell me my bad habits and good habits. He didn't think that
I voted against this.
He didn't think that would end well.
It might be entertaining for them.
Oh, it would turn into just a spiral of devastation. So, number one, I think your worst habit.
Oh, you're doing this.
No.
Buckle up, folks. It's about to get real.
What do you think is one of your bad habits?
Bad habits? Bad habits. I pick at my nails. Can't stop doing it. Always.
What do you mean pick? With your fingers?
With my fingers. Some people chew their nails.
Yeah,
I actually, once they start getting any length, I'm like, nope, that's got a little length to them. It's time to pick at them, and I'll pick at them.
You like peel it?
Sometimes I'll peel it, and I'll even leave a little edge on there so I can.
What?
F with it. Yeah, yeah.
Really?
I'll try and make a nail go all day, but it won't because it'll get soft and it'll fall off, and I got to start again. And here's why it's a bad habit.
Wow, this is fascinating. I've
This is
never ever
This is why it's a bad habit.
heard this.
Because sometimes I'll peel to the point where I'm digging into meat or I'm going too
far.
far. I once was sitting watching.
I'm just like you're just sitting there like inflicting the movie Saw on your thumb. Like,
oh, yeah.
Like the movie Hostel is taking place on your thumb.
Shall we play a game?
Just
I was once sitting watching some, I'm sure it was some Glenn Close movie. I don't know.
Why Glenn Close?
I don't know. Don't judge me.
Okay.
Glenn Close is a genius.
I was watching, I don't know, obviously something with Glenn Close in it.
Yeah. She
I only watched Glenn Close.
She boiled a rabbit. She had a problem with rabbits. You ever see that? Fatal Attraction?
I have not. Ooh, it's a movie I need to watch.
Yeah, I think so.
You'll
never cheat. I promise after watching this, you'll never F up.
All those 90s sex movies, right? Like, that's what those were, right? Like, they were like some kind of like murder something, you know. Some kind
Michael Douglas got into some...
Right, in the 90s?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
he really did.
He was like... I assume a script came through, and he's like, "Oh, I get to do." Yep.
This has me rubbing my my 50-something-year-old body against a young starlet. I'm in.
Agent? I assume he just calls him Agent.
Agent.
Hey, baby doll. Yeah. I'm in.
Oh.
For sure. But I'm sitting there watching a movie. I was picking at my nails. All of my appendages. Any nail. If there's a nail there, I'm picking at it.
So upset with you. This is
like
the worst habit.
I'm digging at it, and I'm watching, and I'm like, oh, I'm getting to the end, and I just kept pulling and pulling. I literally had pulled the meat out from underneath where the nail meets the toe. And it hurt at the time I did it. By the next morning, it had swelled up and was all pussed up and nasty.
It was infected.
Completely infected. Because I had literally ripped it and left a wound there. It was one of the worst pains I have ever felt in my life. Like, childbirth takes a back seat to the pain.
All right, hold on. Hold on. Let's just wait a minute here.
What?
I mean,
when I gave birth to my first child.
Right.
It was actually quite easy.
When I shoved a small boulder out of my pee hole.
But yeah, so I had to go to a doctor. It had to be burned out. Like, it was bad. I couldn't walk. I couldn't touch anything on it. The pain was so bad. Like, I think I pulled, like, all my nerves out. My nerve endings were hanging out.
This is not a real story. This is not a real story, is it?
Yeah,
this is real.
Story.
Oh, gosh.
Renee gets on to me every
time
now.
How's your foot now?
Oh, my foot's fine. I try to stop now when I reach the edge of my toenail. Like, let me get some cuticle clippers.
I mean, look, I know we're talking about bad habits and stuff, but, like, maybe don't start. Maybe just go get a pedicure.
That's why it's a habit. They're hard to break.
Have you ever had a pedicure?
Yes. And they're quite delightful.
And so, like, when you had a pedicure...
And my feet are ticklish, so it's...
Oh, yeah.
I got to sit there, and you get someone gentle, and then they stick your feet...
Oh, and they get in with, like, the cuticles and stuff, and they're like... Right?
Yeah, it's nice.
I've tried to really reduce the habit of biting my nails.
So you used to bite your nails?
I used to bite my nails.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I used to even bite my toenails, which is gross. Right?
No, it's completely disgusting.
Yeah, all of the biting of the toenails and the nails. I mean, you're ripping out half of your toe.
Yeah, but you're sticking your dirty toe in your mouth.
After a shower
or something. Stop. You did not go shower. Sit down. Let me lay out a towel. Let me lay out some... Let me
some oils. So I soak them first.
No.
Oh, this is like a nice delicacy. I did just take a shower, so my toes are looking fairly okay.
So you feel like the teeth, which is used to open things.
As cavemen, this is what we would do.
Sure. I get it.
So don't judge me.
Not judging, it's just disgusting.
So we're going to talk about disgusting habits, too.
Do you know what's under your fingernails?
Oh, yeah.
All you fingernail biters.
Yeah, that's...
You're getting in there.
Mira,
you're scooping it out like
I try and
freaking core samples and swallowing them.
Core samples. But some people justify by like, well, I dig it out, and then you still got shit in your teeth. Let's be honest.
You can't spit out germs.
Something's clinging on.
Yeah. Interesting. This is disgusting.
It's cold and rainy out, man.
Here in California, it's...
I know. Well, I'm wearing a tank top, but hey, guess what? I got central air. Biatches!
You look like you're going surfing.
Oh, you biatches and galoshes. I look like I'm
going skiing.
Yep. Boy, look at us. Goodness gracious. It's almost like this could be a TV show. Like he's all got his stuff together, dressing like the weather, right? This guy's over here being silly, looking like a Billy. Huh? Come on. Huh? Put these two guys on TV.
I have habits like when I'm driving on the road, like I have to remind myself, put your phone down. Don't just it ain't important. It ain't important because that's a dangerous one. How many have you ever had some close calls and you're like, okay, that's what they're talking about. That's what they're talking about with texting and driving. Ugh.
Yeah. And you know what? I think it just takes once for it to be like a huge collision. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so
and you're dead.
It's like it's something everyone needs to like stop. Like how many people get in the car and start driving, and then like they get a text or whatever, and then like they go to like sign into their phone, and it's like you're driving, and you're like, no, I'm not. And then like you do it, and you're like, I mean, I'm not one to say like there should be a law about like locking down your phone or whatever and not being able to access it. All I'm saying is because like let's be honest,
we already got laws in place that you can't text and drive. At
a stoplight, if I want to return a text, you know what I mean? I got options. I need to get more used to using Siri to text and stuff. That is a way that I know that I can at least start to pull away from.
What do you mean?
I mean, I got brain power to spare. I mean, I don't know if you've talked to me much, but this noggin right here, very full of knowledge.
One habit I have is talking to you too much. It's something I'm working on.
I agree. The more you talk, the less I get to. So.
That's right.
I have a bad habit of coming across as arrogant. No? Great. Awesome. I didn't think so. Anyway.
I have a bad habit of patting your ego.
I got a bad habit of accepting those compliments wholeheartedly, knowing exactly where they're coming from.
Right.
I was telling, so I used to work with this guy, Josh, you know him, and he was my manager at this place. We sold loans, did mortgage stuff.
Yeah.
And
yo. What you want? And not like at a business, like it was.
Yeah, it was like, yo, what's up, man? I got an APR for you.
Cool.
Yeah,
Can I get 4%? Can you got 4% though?
I got 4.25%, my friend. 4.25%.
Hook me up. Do you see my credit score?
Man, put that away.
All right,
man. But one thing that because we had worked together before as colleagues, and then he got promoted, and then I got put under him. So I had different managers before and whatnot.
Did that change the dynamic of your relationship?
Not too much, actually, because I think there's a respect dynamic there. But here's the thing. While we were working together, he realized, like, one of the best ways to work with me is, like, all I need is really just somebody telling me that I'm doing a good job.
Right.
So, like...
Little affirmation goes a long way.
It really does. And, but I know that, like, for example, he left the office one day. This sticks out to me because it was so, like obvious. Yeah. But he left the office one day, emailed me when he was gone and was like, hey, while I'm gone, could you make like 5 calls? Right. You know, and I was like, sure, you got it. Right. And then I made those calls. When he got back, you know, he was like, thanks, man, really killing her, kicking butt, or like, you know, good job taking care of that, whatever. Right. All that, he knows my brain functions the way that it does. Sure. And then I crave those things, right? Yeah. I know that he knows that. He knows that he's utilizing simple words to get me to accomplish simple tasks that he wants me to do as his employee, right? I got no problem with that.
That you're aware of it?
I got no problem that I'm aware of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm fine. Tell me I'm pretty. Yeah. Please. You know, tell me I'm good and special.
Well, because you need that. That's what you crave. That's
what do you need? That's my bad habit of
donuts
for constant validation.
You forget to
and affirmation.
You forget to.
You need donuts.
Consider. Yeah. Why don't we have donuts?
Not that I forget to consider things because of it. That's something you want to do every day.
Every day, all day.
You know, Matt. You remember our friend Sarberry? What was his name?
Sarber. Christopher.
Sarber.
Christopher.
He's from Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you used to live in Tennessee.
I used to live in Tennessee. East Tennessee, baby.
You're the only 10 I see. So, we are going to start doing, I want to start doing something with Shawn. We're going to do, like, not a live thing, but we're going to start recording some things. We want to go meet up with local businesses.
We're going to review them.
We want to, like, review them. Not review them so much. It's just kind of like meet them. You know, sample their stuff.
Local, small business, mom and pop.
Mom and pops. People who like saw they wanted to do something and they just took it from nothing to something.
And they did it, yeah.
And they did it and they're doing it.
Yeah.
You know, I want to see what that's like. No matter what they do. So if you have a suggestion, If somebody
If
that
you know a local business, let us know.
you want to send our way,
Mm-hmm.
let them know.
We'll hit them up.
Shawn, what good habits do you have? What habits do you see in yourself that you like?
I'm organized.
Okay.
I can't sit and relax unless everything's clean for the most part.
You think that's a good habit?
Yeah, that's a good habit. I can't just, like, Nick, you served me breakfast today, and I appreciate it. Yeah. I really do. It was delicious. You must have had some vegetables left over from last night. Threw it in with some sausage and some egg. It was delicious. But if I was at home with the mess that's on the table, I wouldn't have been able to sit and eat it until I cleared the mess away.
What mess? There's like one bowl.
That's enough.
There was
the fact that there's one bowl, like and Ruby two cans, and like
Ruby just ate. Like
she should have put her bowl in the sink.
Did that affect your experience?
No, I just kept thinking about it and looking at it and obsessing over it. And,
I mean, why didn't you just clean it up?
I should have, but I was also hungry. So
I'm glad you enjoyed that breakfast. That was actually a roast that it was just a very simple meal I put together. Mm-hmm. That's another video I'm going to put up on our channel. That me and Lael made together, just potatoes.
It's oldest daughter.
Yeah, mm-hmm. She's 11, or will be 11 soon. Mm-hmm. But it was just potatoes, zucchini, onion, shallot, garlic. Good stuff.
I have a bag of shallots at home.
Sausage, 2 different kinds of sausage. One of them actual pork sausage. The other, Beyond Meat, Beyond Sausage,
which is
not meat. It's that whole like
it's alien meat.
No, it's like that whole like
alien
made to taste and have the texture of meat.
But it's vegetarian or something.
But it's vegetarian.
It's just filler. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You didn't recognize the difference between any of those pieces?
I thought there were potatoes or something in there.
There was like a texture difference between like the regular sausage and you can definitely tell that.
Right. There was something, yeah.
But they're fairly good.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like $9 for a pack of 4 sausages. It's too much.
That's pretty pricey.
I got a pack of 6 brats.
Yeah.
5 brats
mm-hmm.
for what? $3?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like if they can make that stuff the cost the same or maybe just a little bit more than what meat is, I'd buy it. Why not? I know we need to start cutting down on our meat consumption.
Isn't it processed though?
That's a bad. Let's talk about that. That's a bad habit that we have as a country is our meat consumption. I love meat.
It's unbelievable how much we consume.
But we eat way too much, mm-hmm. and we make way too much. Now here's my thought. I feel like our make more.
Are out of control.
Don't we make more than we consume? We have to, right?
Yeah, I think because of regulation and stuff, a lot of this stuff gets wasted.
Mm-hmm. Like that's like government cheese stuff, right? Like government cheese is like, oh, there's only a certain amount of cheese they want the dairies to produce.
Right.
So there's like a certain amount that's just there,
mm-hmm.
right? So
the regulations are too high. I think that's the problem.
You think regulation is too high?
Yeah.
I don't think that there's enough to regulate, like scale back the production of meat. Shouldn't there be something to be done there? Or
that's never going to happen as long as we keep consuming.
Right. I mean, obviously, but is there some way that, because you have to raise the public consciousness to stop, to slow down people's consumption of meat, right? Like that's one way of doing it. But what are other ways?
How do you make people aware? The only way to do that is to regulate it. Is to say that, hey,
you could do awareness campaigns and whatnot.
Sure.
I mean, those work to get the public consciousness out there.
Right.
And just like, let's say every American eats an ounce less of red meat this week or next week or whatever.
That would add up to quite a bit.
Quite a bit. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, those kinds of steps are what we need now.
I just went shopping on
And in the long term, we need long-term beneficial regulation and legislation to start to curb the things that are affecting our environment negatively.
Yeah, that makes sense. Look at the you rarely see a commercial for vegetables.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
We see a lot for the dairy industry.
Right.
Right. We also, I mean, eggs are a great source of protein. Mm-hmm. Are chickens just as polluting as cows? Or are they? I know, like all farm animals are polluting like they're just like humans. They make waste.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I believe cows are the worst. Like the methane that they produce and the waste that they produce. Obviously, there's benefits to cows, but not in the.
But they use that too. It gets sold as well.
Sure, but the methane though. What's up? What are they? They got to find a way to harness that and use that if they're gonna continue to process and create as much meat as they're.
The methane, yeah.
I mean, it's expensive, but if you have like some kind of
is it worth it
tent,
for the environment?
If you have some kind of elaborate tent system that has a way to, suck up the methane while replenishing with fresh air and cleansing the methane and pushing out. I mean, look, this is all theory stuff. There's a scientist out there that's probably like, yeah, that would be great. Wouldn't it, Nick? That's such a great idea, Nick. Like, it'd be like somebody would be like, yeah, well, what if there's like a chemical you could just like shoot up into the sky and then it like combines with all the smog and then just like falls on you like safe little snowflakes? That would be real nice, wouldn't it? It would be great. Great. Let's just.
So what you're saying, cows have bad habits.
I think it's a moot point.
All I know is I'm hungry for a steak now.
I love meat. I don't think a meal is a meal without meat. And maybe that's one of my bad habits. Right?
Could you cut back, though? What could you cut back on?
I've cut back on red meat. I have cut back on
like
red
on Monday, I went shopping for meals for the next 3 days, and I realized I had 4 pounds of meat in my, but they were for different meals, like ground beef. I had some veal. Baby meat.
I love infant food. Infant meat.
Infant meat.
Infant animals. Look, if you're gonna eat animals, you shouldn't feel bad about eating baby animals.
I don't.
Let's just be honest. Be like,
why did they decide that? Hey, like, is a cow, is its growth stunted? Is that when they decide? Well, how does that work?
It's human nature. I feel like it's part of our wanting to survive and wanting like things to survive is the whole like we see a baby and we see cuteness in that kind of thing. Same thing with like little baby cubs, little baby cows,
How does that translate to us wanting to eat?
Well, I'm saying like most people look at that and say you wouldn't eat that.
Okay.
It's cute. Right? You have to wait until it matures, then it's not cute anymore, then it's totally cool to eat.
I think cows are cute, full-grown cows.
I saw this picture on Reddit where this cow, somebody took a picture of themselves. They had a cow with their head just laying in their lap. They're in a field.
Yeah.
It's like, first of all, why are you just sitting in a field? A cow came up to them, laid down next to them, and put their head on their lap and fell asleep.
Okay.
And they're just sitting there, and they're like, took a picture, and they're like, I don't want to move. Because I don't want to wake her up.
How many times we've done that with our 30-pound kids?
Right, yeah.
Could you imagine a 2,000-pound cow? Wow. Amanda says she twirls her hair. You know any hair twirlers?
Ooh. Is that a bad habit? Because
that is a habit.
It doesn't hurt anybody.
It's a quirk.
Yeah.
It's a.
You said that I've been playing with my hair more since my hair's been
you play with your hair.
I try and brush it on my face, and then I like to make sure it's just looking more like as early 90s as I can get it.
You don't want to feel like you are playing volleyball. I think every one of them on that show. Sweet.
Dude, that's some sweet ass 90s guitar, man. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we need more of. More TV sitcom or TV dramas that have theme songs starting with electric guitar.
What do they start with now? It just cuts right into the.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Now themes there's no such thing. The theme song has gone away. The art of the theme song has gone away.
Oh, the theme song. Yeah.
Opening credits too. Now it's just like get to it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's gone. Let's do it that way. When I have a sitcom, it will have a theme song. I will write and sing.
Is this going to be in your writer?
That theme song. Write or nothing. I'm just going to write it and do it and make it happen.
There was I went to a party, it must have been 10 years ago, and this guy brought in this game. He's like, all right, it was Name That Tune, essentially. It was all just opening theme songs to shows, movies, television. It was one of the greatest times I ever had. Like, everybody got it.
So it was like,
yes! Yeah, nothing with, nothing. Yeah, was
there anyone that somebody was like just completely, everyone was stuck on?
I'm sure there was. Obviously, that was a big thing, not just in the 90s, from the 70s. All the soaps, like, they all had their theme song and stuff that was recognizable. You know what I mean? Now you can't, very rarely do you see a show with like an angel descending from heaven.
Oh, she's gone now.
Oh, all right.
Fair enough.
She's like, Daddy's doing his...
We need to get, like, studio lights or something.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
We could do that.
They can't be that expensive.
Just a couple of boom, boom.
A couple one of those, like, umbrella things.
Are you saying we're not well lit today?
We're not well lit because we normally rely on the sun.
Sure.
But it's overcast, windy, and rainy. It's overcast, windy, and rainy tonight at 11.
Do you think the weather's messing us up?
Messing who up?
Us.
No. I'm perfectly on. Aren't you? No?
I feel off.
Why? Well,
I don't know.
Get right back on it.
I feel off.
Get right back on it. Let's try our vocal exercises.
Hello,
brown cow. You taste delicious. Brandon, get out of my house now, brown cow. How's that feel?
I'm better, dude. I'm rise the man.
Let's talk about some more good habits and bad habits, Shawn.
Bad habits.
Okay, here's this. I don't have to tell you, but you tell me.
Okay,
what do you think is one of my bad habits?
One of your bad
Hit
habits.
me. I can take it.
I don't know if it's you.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's more of a habit or a personality trait.
Waiting for it. I can take it, man. I can take it.
I don't know if you have like any specific, like, are you talking about like tics or quirks or things?
I don't know, Shawn.
They're more personality traits.
Oh my gosh! Would you just tell me something already? What? Like, can you please get over yourself and tell me what's wrong with me?
You have a habit of
exaggerating for emphasis.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
What do I have a bad habit of doing?
You have a bad habit of not being aware of time or
oh yeah, that's true.
Things where you need to go. Like,
yeah.
I wish there was things in place in your life because it'd be a hard habit to
I am
break.
just trying to become
So I can go, okay. Like, I'm all about details. Like, for instance, I'll say, hey man, what time we made plans to get together. What time do you think?
Whenever, man.
There it is, right there. Whatever, man. You're
Come
like,
on over.
Just show up and then
Just
we'll
show
figure
up.
it out. And I'm like,
we got it. We got it.
Do you want me to bring some food? Yeah, bring some food.
If you
Wait,
want.
do you want me to bring?
If you want.
Should I bring some booze? You can bring booze.
Yeah, bring it what you
like,
want.
It's just like there's no.
If you want to, if you don't bring it.
I like the detail. Like,
this is people like you people.
What do you mean, you people?
I mean, you people. I mean, people that are like scheduled and like have like, you know, their shit together. You know, like those kind of people. Like my wife. Boy.
She's really good at it.
Talking to us.
She's really good at it. Yeah.
But you people need us people.
No, stop.
Your wife will agree. Your wife will. Don't you point
stop
that.
trying to justify. Ah!
That's right.
Ah!
That's right. See it. Freaking see it. You people need me.
I asked you if you were going to break my finger this episode. You're like, we'll see what happens.
See?
I need to know.
Well,
I need to know.
Now you know.
No, I know. Ruby, split. Ah!
Two of them?
Do it. I don't think you'll do it.
Four of them?
Puss. You puss. I don't think you'll do all four. I dare you. I dare you. You won't do it. You don't got the balls. You don't got the balls. You talk all this smack. Look, see? Now you can't do it. I told you. You have a habit of being a puss.
I see my daughter in the background, and
Does that give you power?
build some energy from within and
Not for
realize that I can totally maim my friend.
Not for yellow.
Ah!
He did it! He did it!
Ah!
He did it! He did it!
All right.
He did it.
Ruby, you helped me.
Thanks, Ruby! Oh, man. Yeah.
You know what's a bad habit of ours?
Oh,
Getting on tangents of doing space work in bits.
that's a habit. I don't think
It's
that's
not
a bad habit. Yeah,
It's a good habit. Come here, Rube.
It's a good habit.
Ruby decided to wear her onesie today.
Okay.
She loves this thing.
Yeah.
Ruby, come here. She doesn't like being on camera.
That's okay. That's okay. It's okay.
I see you, girl.
You ever chair danced? Yeah.
Yeah, Ruby. She wants to play outside, Shawn.
In the rain, yeah.
Ruby, you
like
can't
what
play
you're
outside
saying.
in the rain. At least you're not dressed for it. Come here.
Singing in the rain. Have you seen that?
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. I don't know the melody line.
I watched. Do you have a habit of binge watching shows?
Yes.
See, that's not me.
You like to space out?
Yeah,
Don't you
I
go
like-
outside, young
I like
lady.
to savor it. I'm still trying to finish the catalog of.
Did you finish Stranger Things?
I did, yeah, but I didn't like sit and binge watch it. Yeah.
Oh, you
savor.
So what do? You like?
I'll do one episode, wait 3 or 4 days, maybe even a week.
Oh,
then do
really?
another. Yeah.
Yes, Ruby. But it's very windy and cold.
It's cold outside.
You want to play outside? You got to put socks on.
Mm-hmm.
You got to put shoes on. You got to put pants on. You got to put a shirt on and a sweater.
Good for you, Dad.
Like you got to get like
Mm-hmm.
suited and booted.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna do that? Go make it happen.
I love it. You accommodated her. That's so great.
Make it happen, Cap.
We should have done this show outside in the rain. How cool would that have been?
No, it would have been very cool.
It would have been very cool.
Yeah, man. Look, we got good habits. We got bad habits, right?
Yeah.
Key is being aware of them.
I think that's the biggest thing.
Right.
But sometimes you don't want to stop them.
If you recognize a bad habit
Mm-hmm.
and consider it to be like something. Now, a bad habit. I'm not talking about like adultery. Isn't a bad habit. You're just a bad person. So you need to stop that immediately. That's not like, oh, I got this bad habit of cheating on my wife. It's not a bad habit. You need to knock that off.
That's not a habit.
That's not like, I pick my toenails now. No. That's not the same thing.
Right.
I got this bad habit of, doing heroin. That's something you need help.
That's an addictive.
You need help. You need help to do something about it.
Right.
The things we're talking about are just fun, fucking funny joke stuff,
Right.
Like funny, ha.
Like some people pick their, like I still dig in my nose occasionally. I'm just like.
But you got to get it out of there.
Yeah.
Hopefully you wash your hands, use tissue, all that good stuff. Sometimes you're driving the car and just...
That's right. It's a habit.
Tell you something I do.
They say it takes, 30 days to break a habit? Is that right?
30 days to
30
break or
days?
start a habit. You know what it is, though?
30 days to start something.
Start something or to stop something. It's about building or weakening the... it's not about weakening connections because, like, for example, you have all these connections in your brain. when you do something habitually, it builds that connection.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it builds that bond in your brain between that behavior.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what it is, if it's picking your nose, sucking your thumb, biting your nails, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Sure.
It does that. It makes that. Now, in order to break that habit, what you have to do is every single time you get that urge, you need to do something else. That's the key.
Right.
It all comes down to will.
Being aware, you have to be aware of it first. Because sometimes habits you don't even realize. You're just like especially if you're doing something else.
Mm-hmm. So let's say you're a thumb sucker. You know.
Okay.
You know, adult thumb suckers. You've heard of these?
I'm not aware. I've never seen.
I've saw it on like Mourning once or something. I worry that my daughter.
I bet there's.
My daughter's 9 and she still sucks her thumb. Apparently she doesn't do it at school at all. But
I bet there's some subset of fetish porn for thumb suckers.
Okay, well, I'm talking about my daughter here, so let's chill that out. But like, I'm just like, I hope she will grow out of it. I'm sure.
Of course she will.
But you know what I mean? It's like.
So wait a minute. So these adult thumb suckers you're talking about never grew out of it then?
Probably, yeah. They probably didn't have anybody tell them like, hey, that's not okay. Stop it. You know what I mean? That's one thing I think parents need to realize too, is that with their kids, when their kids do things, even if they think that their kids are too young to understand, they need to tell them that behavior is not okay. Because you can tell somebody that they're freaking out or their behavior is wrong while still validating their feelings. You know what I mean? Like you have this kid that's how you teach your kids to not have bad habits, right? You got a kid that's like in the middle of a store just losing their mind because they have a toy that they couldn't get or something.
Right.
Good on the parent for like being like, no, you're not getting the toy. But you still have to then follow through, and you can't just walk around the store with that screaming child behind you.
No.
You need to stop and be like, you need to understand this is an inappropriate behavior. What you are doing right now is wrong.
How many times have you seen that? And you're just like, did they not talk to them? Did they not?
Maybe they've already done it. Maybe they've already done it, but then you've got to escalate. You've got to hand down that next level of punishment. You don't do this right now. Now you're being inappropriate
because you're screaming.
I'm asking you to stop, and you're not stopping. Therefore, you're being disrespectful to me, and you're continuing this behavior that is inappropriate where we are.
I've left a store.
Like, we will leave. I've told this story before, but like my daughter was throwing some kind of fit, probably because she couldn't like sit in the cart where she wanted to sit or something. I don't know. It was some inappropriate thing. And I was like, no, you don't get to do that. I'm like, you know what? This has gone too far. Time out. Middle of Target. I do not give a furk. Sit down right here on the shelf. She sat down. She's crying. You know, I stand like, I'm like, babe, you take the other kids. You go ahead, go shopping. We'll catch up. You know what I mean? I'm like,
oh, well, you had help.
Yeah, obviously that's, it's a special situation. Oh, don't give me that. I'm still able to parent because, I mean, look, it's easier to parent with 2 parents. That's how it is. But then, like, some lady came up and she, like, saw my daughter, like, crying, sitting down, in the middle of Target.
Oh, it's a validation story.
And then she was like, are you just going to shit on everything? Is that what today's going to be?
Yeah, I've heard this story. No, go ahead and finish.
I didn't realize that I've already told this story on this particular episode today.
Today you didn't, yeah. So what happened? The lady said what?
Yeah, she came up and she was like, you okay? And I was like, oh, she's on time. And she was like, oh, good job, Dad. I was like, okay, bye. There's the story, Shawn.
I'm more interested in that lady that came up to you. I find that interesting. Because if you've never done
she came up to her.
I've never just walked up to anyone.
She came up as a kid. She thought she was kind of just sitting there, like, upset for no reason.
And you weren't her father?
And I wasn't her father.
Oh, that makes sense. Sure.
But, like, I was standing next to her.
Okay.
But maybe she didn't see me. I also looked, like, somebody said it to me today. I'm not going to, you just turn everything into what I'm saying. It's like bragging. People say that I look younger than I am. I'm 35 years old. But, like, for example, today, I brought Ruby to the gym, and one of the guys there was like, oh, he looks, maybe he was like 40 or 50 or whatever. He's like, oh, is that your daughter? I was like, yeah, that's one of them. He's like, one of them? He's like, how many do you have? And I was like, I have 4. He's like, 4? How old are you? And I was like, 35. And he was like, I mean, I'm still young to have 4 kids or whatever else. But, like.
That's not bragging. That's a statement of fact.
Yeah, you just said that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Where were we going with that?
I don't know. Oh, I think you were trying to correlate it to
so maybe
the
she
story.
thought. So maybe she thought that I wasn't her dad because I looked young.
Maybe she's lost.
Because it was when she was like 4,
Yeah.
which was like 7 years ago. So I was like 20 something. So
I
looked even younger.
What I got out of all that is you probably looked like a scary individual, and she was worried about that. That's what I got.
When have I ever looked like a scary individual? Maybe when I
You're wearing a wife beater in the.
This is an A shirt, okay? It's 2018, Shawn.
Yeah, all right.
Let's not name sports teams after racial epithets, and let's not name garments after spousal.
You brought the
abuse.
NFL in on this.
Yeah, let's not. How about that? Let's be aware of the concussions that our very purposeful game causes.
Are there any? Because there's a lot of college teams too that also have inappropriate kind of like. Yeah. Like,
the more you think about, like, really, if you really consider it, the more you think about it, the more it's crazy that any team has a name like the Redskins. Like, that's...
In a country where we're supposed to have freedom of religion. And
right.
Like, bring us your poor, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, think about this.
Let's just start labeling people.
Let's think about this. You've got this country that it fought against the idea of owning people.
Is it any worse than the Hoboken blackfaces? Is it any worse?
What's the Hoboken blackfaces?
It's not anything. I'm just saying that would be. You couldn't start. There would never be an expansion team called that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the point. It's the same thing.
I was like, is this a real team?
No, it's not.
That's a hockey team, obviously.
There's a guy right now, I'm like, damn it. That one's out.
There goes that one. Got me this time, Nick and Shawn.
That's right. Damn it.
The Hoboken Blackfaces.
The Hoboken Blackfaces.
The newest professional team. Goodness gracious.
Woo! Oh, man. You have a habit of spitting out children.
Yeah, man.
You got 4 of them.
You got 3 of them. You're close, but, you know, you just choose to spread them out.
I'm going to have another one in 5 years. Maybe I'll adopt someone else's kids.
Without them knowing.
Yeah. They don't need to know. I'm just going to walk up to someone in Target. Are you okay, sweetheart?
Yeah. Hey, that's my kid.
Run!
Well, today's been a good day, Shawn.
Yeah.
Other than you shitting on my points. But overall, it's been okay.
You're being too sensitive.
Oh, that's a bad habit I have.
Damn it. Stop being such a puss.
You're being diminutive.
Maybe if you didn't put yourself out there. Maybe if you didn't...
You're being overexpressive.
Maybe.
You're being flamboyantly you, which I kind of like.
I like me.
It's the most flamboyant version of Shawn. I think it's like still sitting.
The most flamboyant?
Yeah, it's still just like, it's like something to do with like, just like eyes.
Oh, no. Shawn's got full of passion. Ian walked in the door. My oldest son walks in the door, and I'm on a rant. I'm talking.
To who?
Renee.
Okay.
And so he walks in. I was like, hey, what's up, Ian? I kind of stopped the rant, and he saw just a snapshot when he walked through the door, and he's like, oh, Dad's passion is showing. Dad's passion is showing. I started getting fired up, man. Fired up.
Love it.
It was unwarranted.
Well,
but next Tuesday, I'm going to bring all kinds of passion.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Prove it.
Oh, you'll see. Tune in next Tuesday, 11:30, morning. Shawn's passion will be showing. My clothes will be on. I don't mean that kind of passion. Unless you want to see that, let me know.
That's the sexiest way to take a shirt off.
This way?
Yeah. You take it off this way?
Oh, I pull. I just pull. Boom.
We got to decide on what the sexiest way to take a shirt off is.
Sometimes, like, I'll just pull it up.
This one. I like this one.
The front up over my head, and then I'll flex and rip the back out. Ah!
I think that this way is sexiest right here, right? Because then when you take it up over the head, you get that right there, which accentuates like the
guns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, oh, let me take my shirt off. You know what I mean? Like that one.
Meanwhile, all the women watching are like, just
take it off already.
Just stop.
Just take it off.
I started 15 minutes. I started 15 minutes ago.
Wrap it up, ladies.
Come on. Come on.
Thank you for tuning in to Mourning the Mourning.
Mm-hmm.
My name has been Nicholas Niebles.
My name once was Shawn.
And we have had the absolute pleasure of improv taking our shirts off.
I'm stuck, man. I'm
Oh,
stuck.
shit.
I can't get it.
Oh,
I
gosh.
can't get it.
You know, you never
Oh.
think. Hey, the key is to calm down. The key is to calm down.
But
The
I
key is to be
can't.
calm.
I can't.
The key is to be calm.
I can't.
The key is to be calm, Shawn.
I
Okay?
think my
Just breathe.
arm
Just
is
breathe.
stuck in my.
I know it's stuck in the shirt.
I can't.
Your elbow is in the
I'm
in the
having a panic
armhole.
attack.
You have your elbow in the armhole.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. You need to be slow, Shawn.
Okay.
Shawn,
Yeah.
listen to me.
All right. I can still hear your voice, Nick.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Extend your left arm. Extend your left arm.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna try and bring mine. I'm stuck.
Okay.
Still.
Okay. How about I'll
Now-
get yours?
Okay.
Okay. Lean forward.
I'm trying.
Lean forward.
How about
Okay.
I got it.
I got it.
Pull.
Pull! Pull! Ah! I hear ripping.
I don't care. I don't care.
Please, for the love of God, will someone help us?
Okay. All right.
Oh, this is better. This is better. I think I was inside you.
Wait.
For a split second.
You were not.
I was. I
you
think
were.
I was.
Nope. I'm gonna say you
I'm
weren't.
pretty sure.
You definitely weren't.
I felt guilt. I felt guilt.
I'm gonna no butt that one right now.
I felt guilt, but then a little bit of like, is this all right?
Okay.
And then guilt again.
How are you both in my shirt and in your shirt?
This is. How did we do that?
Wait, was that painful? Okay.
For you, yes.
You gotta reach through and grab your shirt. Ow!
All right, I'm pulling now. I'm pulling now. Calm down. Calm down. I'm gonna pull now. Okay, I think I have a. Oh wait, I think I have your underwear.
No!
I'm just gonna go for
All right,
it.
well, I think I have something.
I think. No! Let go! No! Oh. All right, we can do this, man.
I don't
We're
want
smart.
to.
We can do this.
I don't want
okay.
to.
You go west.
You look great. It fits you so well.
Thanks, man.
This has been Nick and Shawn from Mourning the Mourning. Please tune in next Tuesday and Thursday. Keep an eye out for other little videos that are going to be popping up with my kids and his kids and our friends and all that kind of stuff.
Woo!
Put your shirt on right, people.
Yeah, don't.
These guys, they're just...
they're
these
doing,
guys,
they were doing
keep-
fine.
What is it?
Oh,
They try
Shawn.
to put a shirt on.
What is their
and
problem?
They think that's funny.
What is their problem?
I thought this was supposed to be like in half an hour. They're almost a fucking hour now. What is
it?
it?
30-minute show. Now they're pushing it.
Oh, look
Now
at that.
I'm done.
I'd
I'm
like
done
to
with these
light
guys.
up, but you know
I'm
what?
done.
Maybe they're
maybe
they're
they'll come
kind
back
of
with
big
something
deal.
funny. Maybe.
They're on the lighter side of 20 minutes, but now it's almost an hour. I'm just gonna.
You're just gonna cut.